More and more people throughout Europe disagree with the coronavirus measures imposed by the European governments. There were thousands of people who gathered in London last weekend to protest against the Coronavirus Act, which enables the government to impose severe restrictions on freedom of speech and civil liberties. One of the speakers there was the German medical doctor Heiko Schöning, and he is here with me now. Welcome, Heiko, to the show. Thanks for coming.
Welcome. Yes, I'm glad to be back in Hamburg, Germany.
We can see on some videos published on Twitter, which I'm going to show here right now, there was a whole crowd, a whole bunch of policemen coming straight towards you. That's in Hyde Park, right? The Speaker's Corner.
Right.
People running towards you and starting to arrest you. What on earth were you telling those people which made the police so mad that they wanted to arrest you?
Well, I was telling just some medical facts about the numbers in Germany. And I told them what is the soundtrack of our times. When the police came there, I just cited Depeche Mode. And the soundtrack of our times, I think it's the title of them. Where's the revolution? Come on, people, you're letting me down. You've been pissed on for too long. Your rights abused, your views refused. Here, you manipulate and threaten with terror as a weapon. So, come on, people, you're letting me down. Where's the revolution? These were the last words before the police came, and you see, in a sprint to me.
I mean, just to make sure I got this. So you were standing at Hyde Park at the Speaker's Corner, which is world famous as a symbol for freedom of speech, talking about a revolution when the police came and arrested you. Is that correct?
This is correct, yeah. But this was just a music song, yeah. You can check this out on YouTube with Depeche Mode, yeah. Where's the revolution? And why we did this? So I'm the founder of the Extra-Parliamentary Inquiry Committee on COVID-19. This is based in Germany, but this is now internationally. We have a lot of support all over Europe, all over Latin America and Asia as well. We are with our Doctors of Truth, in German Ärzte für Aufklärung. We do have more than 1,000 medical doctors openly named on our website and thousands of supporters. And we all together, we are criticizing the measures of the government as totally inappropriate. And this is what I told at Trafalgar Square in London on the 26th of September 2020. And after this...
that is where the demonstration started, right? It didn't start in Hyde Park.
Exactly.
Okay.
The demonstration, and this was according to all laws, and was a lawful demonstration at Trafalgar Square in London. Started there with prominent speakers like Piers Corbyn and me. And when I started my speech at Trafalgar Square with thousands of people there, very peacefully gathering round, the police came first time and gathered round the technical tent and put out the power plank. So they interrupted my speech.
So you had no power supply anymore, the speakers were out, and what happened next?
Well, then what happened next was that these thousands of people moved to Hyde Park to Speaker's Corners. And as you put it right, Speaker's Corners is a symbol in the world of freedom of speech. And I was asked to perform my speech over there. Well, and you see, I did it very peacefully. I stood on the bench and talked to the people. That's everything. And this is not a crime. This is not an offense that you are able to arrest somebody, even under British laws. Yeah, even if you are, if they are telling me so, this is not right under the COVID-19 new laws to speak to more than 30 people. You will get a fine, like you get a parking ticket for wrong parking. But no reason to arrest somebody, and certainly not to be arrested in handcuffs.
And so this is exactly what we're seeing here on this photo. This is the moment when they put you in their police truck, handcuffed. So tell me, what happened after that? How is it being in jail?
Yeah, this was a new experience, because I was never arrested and put into jail. And this was really absurd, because at the police station, of course, they realized they had no legal advice, or
they had no legal right,
because
no legal right to keep you arrested.
Exactly, I had no legal right to keep me arrested, because this was weird. And guess what? You see me there. They put me, and it was just me, into this car, and then they went with lights on through London, half an hour. And they drove on the wrong side with speed. They speed up to half an hour through the whole London, like this was an emergency. So, but what happened? There was just a medical doctor and spoke to people. So this was totally inappropriate.
Weird.
And on the police station, they found, well, there is no legal right. Even what they officially told me, that I breached the COVID-19 laws, the rule of 6 or rule of 30, not to speak to more people, then you will get a fine. So you pay £100 and that's it. But not to arrest somebody and put him into isolation cell. This is where I had been for 22 hours.
Did you have to deliver your stuff? Did they take your cell phone and
Yes,
everything?
They did. Yeah, they took everything from me, and even when I was released after 22 hours, they still seized my mobile phone, my laptop, and guess what? They seized a copy of this book. And this was written by two medical professors, Karina Reis and Professor Suharit Bhakti. COVID-19 false alarm. It's in English as well, available. And there are the sheer data, the background, the numbers are inside.
Has this ever happened before?
It seems that some people higher above should be afraid that these kind of numbers will get out, and that they are very afraid that just normal medical doctors speak out the truth.
To the point that they go and arrest a medical doctor speaking at the Speaker's Corner in Hyde Park. That's incredible. Yeah. Okay, so has this ever happened before, that speakers were arrested speaking at an anti-corona protest?
Yes, they had, of course, because there were sometimes there were some provocators, and there were a few arrests. But guess what? My lawyer said, well, from all people who are arrested at this day, at the 26th of September 2020, I was the last one in prison.
You were the last one to be released. That's amazing. So how do you think?
Last man standing, they said, yes.
How do you think this is going to be perceived? I know that there were British activists waiting in front of the police station for your release. A lady put out a live video making remarks. People were calling the police station and everything. What do you think will be the long-term repercussions of your arrest on the British scene of anti-lockdown protesters?
Yeah, I think a lot of normal people who are not informed very well, people that are more or less informed by the mass media, I think they will wake up now with these very unfull thing what's going on, and especially at speakers' corners. And I need to thank all the people in the world who were very helpful, who were gathered around the prison where I've been. And even Germany at their British embassy in Berlin, people crowded there and demanded my release. And as I now realize they're all over the world, in Argentina, in Spain, and elsewhere, they put this story on the social media. And even the German embassy advocated me to my release.
Oh, they did?
Yes, they did. But I was able after, don't know, so 20 hours, I was able to speak to them. So this was all very, very unlawful what they did. Yeah. And this was totally inappropriate. So I think the long-term output of this will be that a lot of people will now be in fear that if they do just a normal offense where you got just to pay a few pounds, that they will able to be arrested, to put in an isolation cell, and I was not allowed to speak to my wife for all the time. Guess this here, and she was not put through. So this was not according to the laws, and I was injured by this very brutal arrest because I didn't resist at all, and you can see it on these videos. Yeah, they got me down from the bench, and straight away they handcuffed me. And I have a bloody hematome and a scarf at my wrist. And guess what? They refused to document this in the prison. I asked for a medical doctor and a documentation, and they took no photos.
Are you going to sue the British police for this?
Well, of course we will do, and the very helpful lawyers, like the lawyer of Piers Corbyn, who was very helpful. Of course, we will sue the police, and we will make this case public. This will take time, but you can see this on the pictures what really happened, and. It's not so. My person is not very important on this side. It's more about the facts, and it's more about the facts I needed to tell. And guess what? I have my speech on a USB stick. They missed it, yeah. And I will put my speech onto the web. You can download this then in a few hours on acu2020.org. and not a lot of other platforms. And I will cite there Deepish Mode as well. Yeah.
And
come on, people, you're letting me down.
And of course, this is not only about you, but this is also about civil liberties and freedom of speech, freedom of expression, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so good luck for the future, and thank you very much for the interview, Heiko Schöning.
Yeah, thank you very much. And thanks to all people who supported me. This was, a great experience. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.